Welcome back to this week's RPO, or what I'm calling this show, Raw, Precise, and Objective. No, but seriously, welcome back to RPO. This show is going to be all about all the things in football, NFL, and college that I just kind of get annoyed with and I need to rant about. In this week's episode, I am talking about this dumb rule about injured players. I do not appreciate that college football is changing rules that are not things. Yes, is it annoying whenever a player is fake injured and all of those things? Does it impact things? Does it impact the game? Maybe slightly. But you know what else impacts the game? A player who is actually hurt, who takes a minute to kind of get up to see if he can walk, only to realize he's actually hurt. That player is now being punished by college football because we have decided again to side with the offense over siding with these players, and I don't understand it. I do not understand how we can talk about player safety, and at the same time, player safety is so important that we're going to take away players' ability to determine if they're actually hurt or not. I think that's weird, because here's my issue. Any play in football, what usually happens is when a guy goes down, unless it's a really, really bad injury, he always naturally tries to get up and tries to reposition himself and tries to shake it off. Because honestly, that's who football players are. They try to shake things off. But the problem is that now you're telling me that if I try to get up and try to shake things off, but you've already spotted the football, and then I go down because, I don't know, I've torn my ACL or my ankle is actually deeply spraying or anything that happens, now you're telling me I'm going to be penalized for that and my team is going to be penalized for that? Again, we're fixing rules that I feel like are only trying to benefit the offense. We never fix rules in football that I feel like help the players, and I don't get that. Another thing is this targeting penalty. I think one thing we can all agree on when it comes to college football, and maybe even the NFL, is that the targeting penalty sucks. And I feel like since I've had a YouTube channel, I have whined and complained about the targeting penalty. It's not necessarily that we're calling targeting. And honestly, maybe it is, because sometimes it looks like targeting, it's not targeting. I don't even know what the penalty is, but I'll just leave that where it's at. My issue is the penalty for targeting. So you get double penalized. You get a penalty for targeting, then you get thrown out of the game, and then you have to set out a half. I don't understand why we are targeting these kids so vastly. It's almost like we're saying out loud, we want to see good football games. We want to see them be intense. We want to see them play hard. We want to see them be athletic. We want to see them be aggressive. We want to see this. We want to see that. But then when we see that, we're punishing people. How can you know if you're actually injured within 5 seconds? Adrenaline is going, the game is going, all of these other things are going, and sometimes you instinctively will get up and do things. And so the two rules this weekend that honestly disappointed me by far was this new college football rule. I hate it. I think is absolutely ridiculous. Like a lot of things in football, we're creating rules that are fixing problems that are not big problems, and that is really frustrating. My thing is, for those of you that think I might be overreacting, let's think about what I'm talking about here. I know the sun is out, but I'm just going to keep going at this point. The thing that is most annoying to me is this. If after the play happens, a guy goes down, let's picture a guy being down on the field and kind of rolling around and then taking a minute to compose himself and get up. And the time that he's taken at that time to roll around, compose himself, and get up, that ball might have been spotted. Does that necessarily mean that that player isn't hurt? No. It just means he's trying to assess his situation and he's trying to work through things, because that's what we coach these athletes to do, work through it, right? So he's working through it. Well, now if he falls too late, he's going to get punished for trying to work through it. I don't like the rule. And I get that a lot of people on the flip side of this are going to be like, yeah, but it stops people from faking injuries. It stops people from faking injuries. So are we trying to stop people from faking injuries, or are we hindering these athletes' ability to assess their situations? Sometimes, and this happens in life, not just in football, we often try to fix things. And when we try to fix things, we take away the integrity of other things. We're now taking away athletes' abilities to try to work through things because they're going to get penalized if they try to work through it. So in this instance, what needs to happen is if you go down on the ground, every single athlete should just stay down on the ground. They should just stay down. They should never get up and try to get better. Because if you get up and you try to get better, you're actually impacting your team worse. And I don't think that that's what we're trying to do. But when you create these rules and you start these new things without actually thinking about how they're going to impact the game, that is what is going to happen. And so what needs to happen across America right now is every single coach needs to be coaching their player that if you go down in a play, if you feel hurt, if you cannot get back up, you have to stay down on the ground. Don't try to get up. Don't try to work through it. Don't try to do anything. If you are hurt and you feel hurt, stay down. Stay down on the ground, because if they spot that ball, and by the time they spot that ball, you fall back down, that is a penalty. And so I hope these coaches are paying attention to what's going on. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. What makes it worse is, let's say it's one of the bigger guys. Let's say it's a defensive tackle that is down. Let's say it's a 300-pound offensive lineman that's down. It naturally takes those guys some time, right? They're bigger. And so it's naturally going to take them some time. So what this rule does is it basically says to these athletes, hey, the second you feel like something is off, just stay down on the ground. Don't try to get up. Don't even try, because by the time you get up, that ball is spotted and then you go down, we're in trouble. I think it's terrible. I think it's a terrible message to be sending to these athletes. I think it's terrible for college football. And I think as the season goes on, this is going to be one of those penalties that we're going to look back and go, did we really need to implement this penalty? I am baking out here in the sun. This is absolutely brutal. I'm just going to be honest with you.
A few minutes later.
At the end of the day, I'm not really sure why this was implemented. I'm not really sure how much it actually helps football integrity, because that is the reason why people will say that it's implemented. Because from where I'm sitting, I feel like we are impacting the players like usual. You know what I actually want to see? Why don't we have those people that are talking to the refs in their ears? Why don't those people have to have better spots? Why don't those people that are talking to the refs in their ear tell the refs to pick up flags? Why are we acting like the only people that have to be course corrected here are the athletes? We always fix the athletes. We never fix the officiating. And I don't get that. I think it's a huge miss. I think this new rule is going to be a big problem as we continue to move on this season. And I think it's another missed opportunity for the NCAA to figure out a better reffing situation, because these refs are not good. And there's a lot of people watching these games. And so the same people that are telling the refs like, hey, it's not supposed to be on the 17, it's on the 19. Hey, it's not supposed to be this, it's that. Why aren't we helping them call these games? Why aren't we helping them spot the ball better? And why are we always making rules that are going to impact the athletes and never impact the officials? I will never understand that. It's the one thing I will say that I hate about football, not just college, the NFL as well. And like I said previously, I hope every single coach is telling their players that if you feel like you are injured, just stay down. Do not try to get up. Do not try to shake it off. Do not try to do anything. Anytime you feel injured, just stay on the football field, unless it's like a finger or something like that. But if you feel injured, just stay down, because when you try to get up and when you try to do all these extra things, it's going to cost us more than it's going to help us. And that's disappointing, and it's honestly disgusting, but it is what it is at this point. This is what college football does. We always fix the players. We always want the players to adjust, but we never want the officials to adjust. I think it's ridiculous. I think this targeting call sucks. I think this new rule sucks. What are your thoughts as we move on from here? Because I have concerns. I think this is going to impact teams more than we think it will. And again, like usual, this isn't going to impact like random games, right? I think this has the potential to impact bigger games. And I hate when bigger games are decided on penalties, and I hate when we put bigger games in the hands of the officials, when I know for a fact there are people in these officials' ears that can help make this game better. But we don't do that. We always hop around the athletes. We want the athletes to do this. We want them to hit better. We want them to do all of these things, and everything they do wrong, they get punished. However, these officials never get punished. I think it's ridiculous. And I'm sick and tired of this, and it happens every year. And it just is what it is, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to whine and complain about it on RPO. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you think I'm overreacting. Maybe I am overreacting, and maybe this is a great thing. I don't see it right now. I haven't thought it was a great thing from the moment I saw it in week 0, but I'll leave it where it's at right now. Let's see what happens. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you next week for the next episode of RPO.